So why would somebody have to be in a relationship or being married just to like let folks know, throw your, be a little bit more feminine and you'll attract?
I mean, I think it's because, and I do still consider myself single since I'm not married, you know. But I think it's because I didn't get the results. Like I'm saying, hey guys, if you do this and this, you'll get the results, but I don't have the results. It's kind of like, I mean, it's just basic common sense. Why should you trust me? Why should you trust that what I'm saying is right if it didn't work out in my life? um
Mm.
Even though what I'm saying might be different, and even though it might put me on the path of getting the results more than the ones who are saying you're the prize, you're the table, we're still in the same boat, we're still both unmarried. So
Mm.
I mean, I would advise anybody to be skeptical of dating coaches, dating gurus, whoever, who don't have the results that you have. um it's just honestly, I just see it as common sense. And I know it's ironic because I am not married, and I put out those content.
Mhm.
But I mean, the fact that I can tell you, hey, be skeptical of me too. You might take my message, but don't hold me on a pedestal because I did not get the results that you want. Should
Mhm.
prove that I'm not trying to manipulate you or anything, but um use common sense. And I think it's more so too because of the whole April Mason situation. We shouldn't have, even though what most of what she was saying was good and it was constructive and you can implement it and have be successful, we shouldn't have hold her at such high of a pedestal if she didn't have the results that we want. It just makes sense
Mhm.
to go to the person who has the results that you want and to mimic their lifestyle as opposed to mimicking the lifestyle of a person who is in the same boat as you.
So basically, what you're saying is like, if I was to talk about dating relationships, I'm somewhat eligible since I'm the married guy.
Exactly. So
But what? Yeah, yeah, I know, but I barely get sex in my marriage. Sorry, babe. But yeah, I barely get sex in my marriage. So who am I for somebody to like listen to then?
But then that would also depend because also as we discussed on my live just now, not because you're married doesn't mean that you're in a successful marriage. But like I'm talking like basics of the basics, at least you're married, you got the results that I'm looking for. So let me gravitate more towards people who have those results.
When I see what you guys are doing on your end, you more have content that encourages femininity, which is really like something that I like. You and Danica Marie, like, well, Danica pretty much has a lot of men. Like, I don't, I haven't listened to her in a while, but in the past I noticed that a lot of men who view her content, she kind of has men on the lookout for things, kind of on the defensive, like, hey, don't let women do this, don't go for this type of woman, don't do that. But you on your end, you pretty much encourage positivity, positive energy, and femininity and things of that nature in order to like attract the man that they want. So regardless if you're single or not, I give that a pass. But why would I no for real? It's like, yo, you're speaking positivity. You don't have to be married in order to like let people know if you tweak a little bit, if you become likable, you'll attract. I don't
Hmm.
see anything wrong with that. That could just come from anybody. But still, I don't think you have to be in a relationship just to let people know, hey, if you change your freaking attitude, you'll pull. So has anybody pretty much like attacked you to the point like, okay, I saw the title of it, well, pick me's like and all that other shit. So are you as you or and content creators like yourself, are people coming after you because you're quote unquote single, talking about attraction, but you're single? Although in my eyes, I see that you're encouraging women, to be better.
No one specifically came at me. I mean, I've been getting those comments from like, wait, so it's not necessarily
Mm.
anything new, but it was something I was reflecting on because I noticed the rise of a lot of content, female content creators who are calling themselves pick me and who are mirroring the talking points of the Black manosphere, like Kevin Samuels. And I too looked at their content and said, wait, but you're not married, or you're divorced, or you are a baby mama, or you did some things that, so what qualifies you to give me these advice. So I did that live because of things that I was looking on, and I had to ask myself, because I'm in the same like category as them. So I had to ask myself too, like, what qualifies us to give these advice if we did not get our results. How I see it, it's kind of like you're in school, you're in your degree program, and you haven't graduated yet, but you took a class, right? And
Mhm.
you're educated in that class, and you moved up to, say you took statistics 1, and then you moved up to stats 2, and then you have people in stats 1. You can mentor them, but would you be considered a professor just because you already took stat 1? Exactly. And it would be in the stat 1 students best interest to go to the professor over going to someone who is in stats 2. I'm not saying the
Mhm.
person in stats 2 is cannot give you the advice, or cannot or cannot tutor you, but if you want the best results, it would be advisable to go to the
I
professor.
know what you mean. It's kind of like I'm the married guy, but this is what I get on my end, and this right here is the most funniest topic. See, since I'm married, I don't know what dating is like today.
Hmm.
Apparently, the modern woman and the modern man truly, really ain't shit. Like it's just all bad because some of those supporters from the Black Manosphere, they came at me when I said black men, really need to stop complaining about women so much in the comment section. But they came at me, it was like, well, you're married. What do you know what dating is like now, Chantel? Like I posted a video when I was making the point, like I only been married for 8 years.
Hmm.
So you mean to tell me things done changed from 2013 up to now?
Hmm.
Like that, there really ain't that. I was married into Instagram and Tinder and all that shit. Like all social media was still popping already. But I see my story was, but I left the house. I went to bars. I went to the park and everything. I went to the lakes because it's popping out here in the Bay Area like that. And I interacted with people. That was that. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you because I guess you or would you be considered the modern woman today? For real?
I mean, it depends on who is defining a modern woman. I think,
Yeah.
I think,
That's why
I think we
they
get
make it seem like the modern woman is just anybody single and shit.
yeah. I think we get so caught up on these labels. If hindsight, you could say that I was raised to be a modern woman. Go to school, get your education, don't depend on a man.
Mhm.
Compete with men, do it yourself.
Oh, so
Um,
the modern woman is just non-traditional, just independent.
yeah, basically, that's how I would say. That's what I assume when I hear the term modern woman. Some people call modern woman just nowadays woman if you're living in this day and age. If you're a modern woman, so I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on who you're talking to.
I made the point that each decade or era has a modern woman. There was a
Yeah.
modern woman in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, so nothing
Yeah.
has really
Yeah.
freaking changed. The only thing that changes, you women actually have more access to men via social media, but y'all still got to talk to the guy, and he still has to basically, tickle your ear in person. Like he can only do so much through a text message or a DM. That's the point that I'm
Mhm.
making. So I'm
Mhm.
going to ask you, really, what made the so-called modern dating hard? What were like the challenges that most women are having, or if you had any challenges yourself?
I think people are just so caught up on what social media is telling them, what the reality TV shows are telling, what the talk shows are telling them, because we did not
Mhm.
get that representative in the household. We did not see what the feminine energy is like when it works with the masculine energy and vice versa. A lot of people will just take a quote from social media and say, "Oh, if he's not buying you roses every second Friday of the month, then he doesn't love you." And then we
Well,
take that and
shit,
run
I
with
don't love nobody then. Shit.
so we take our dating advice, and then we get on YouTube or different platform, and then we take dating advices from just anybody, as long as they talk fast enough and is attractive enough. And so I think that's definitely a huge issue in why we're having the problems that we're having when it comes to dating. And then also, as I said, our guards are up. We enter dating very selfish, because going back to the first point, you go on the first date with your guards up. That's one, being selfish, because how are your guards up when you are trying to vet him? He's also trying to vet you. Um, so
Selfish.
that's very
Mm.
selfish. We enter dating being selfish. We enter that initial date being selfish, and then it's tit for tat. I'm not doing this for him unless he does that for me. So there's so many things that contributes to why we're having these issues. But I mean, to your point, when people would say, "Yeah, you got married 8 years ago, so you don't know what dating is like." 8 years ago was just yesterday.
Shit.
And the same generation that raised you raised me, and they raised us with that mindset. They raised us with that independent, secure your own, don't depend on a man mindset. And it's the same. They're acting like it was 50 years ago.
Plus, I got married late too. I got married. I'm 42, so I got married somewhere in my mid 30s, if my math is right. I'm sorry if it's not. Yeah, so it's like I wouldn't say it was tough on my end, but then again, I actually like women. So this
Mm-hmm.
is how I know a lot of dudes are having trouble because they don't like to have fun talking to women. And I noticed that in a lot of men's voices, especially ones that will probably like call up on a platform of YouTube where they're calling to speak with like a dating coach or a self-improvement coach. They have so much irritation in their voice when they're talking about a girl that they were talking to, at a coffee shop or something. They feel so irritated when they have to say, "Hi, I'm Maurice, and you are."
Mm-hmm.
Like they hate introducing themselves. Like the cycle of starting over and introducing yourself to different people. They like hate it. They just want to get to the sex part, and I'm like, "What are you guys watching? Way too much porn where the girl like goes up to the pizza guy or the plumber or their stepbrother or whatever, and they drop their draws." It's like it don't work that way. They feel like they just like, how come this girl just can't say, "Here's my number, come through, and I'll drop the draws." They want this microwave relationship, and it's not happening. They hate the fact that they have to talk, that they have to
Mm-hmm.
swoon. Me personally, I have fun swooning. I don't mind flirting with you, you know? I don't have a problem with that, but apparently a lot of dudes they don't like going there. And so they sound so irritated and then they're just like, well, if I had some money, they'll probably hook it up or whatever. But I really don't exactly see a bunch of chicks going crazy over men with money either. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
pays some bills. It'll pay for, it's a paycheck if he knocks you up. Yeah. But as far as being in a committed relationship, I
Mm-hmm.
really I don't see too many women running after like, dudes with money for something like that unless they're like highly desperate with everything to gain.
I mean, I don't know, because you see, you hear a lot of women wanting these high value men, and the thing they lead with is the money.
Yeah, I see the type of women. Well, see, the thing is, I don't like to use Kevin Samuels' platform as an example. I don't because it's pure entertainment. Like I just can't believe like there can't be this many women really calling in this damn delusional. Like it almost seems like a show to me. So I hate
Mm-hmm.
using it as an example. I don't like to use it as reality, but it's like, damn, but if this is the only exhibit that I have to use, then it's like, shit, I
Mm-hmm.
guess we got to use this platform. But the reason why I really don't like using it is because the majority of the women that do call in to speak to him are literally a lot those women a lot of men would not date off rip. A lot of those women to like these men they're really not attractive, and it's like I don't want to judge. I don't like to go by the 4 or 5 scale. That's his shit. But
Mm-hmm.
these are really not none of these women, and I'm attracted to character. None of these women come off attractive or adorable. They don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They just want a high value man to pretty much just come and save the day, save the rest of their life. They don't want to love the high value man. It doesn't sound like they don't even find the high value man sexy. They just want the high value man to take care of them financially, economically. That's all I see on my end. I really don't see anybody just, I don't hear much about the sexy high value man. That's all I'm saying.